everybody. I'm here to talk about, my theme is profession in passion. I've developed my own personal philosophy is to do what I love, so I love what I do. And I want to call that passionism, but then I looked it up, and I guess a certain religious group in Australia already has that, and it's also a contemporary art movement in Scandinavia. But I'm going to take it anyways. My passion has always been guitar. And proof of that, and this is sort of probably the first breakthrough, although it's not cognitive to me, I don't remember it. When I was 2 or 3, Born in the USA was the big video out, and I apparently had I called it a guitar, it was my guitar, it was a wooden spoon, and a red bandana by the TV, so that whenever this came on, I could run in front of the TV and mimic Bruce Springsteen rocking out. So, and it's funny because I wanted to be a guitar player, and I found something that acted as a guitar. I sort of fashioned one. So, and actually I didn't really put that connection to making one until I started writing this speech for this whole thing. So it's kind of a pretty neat, it's amazing to me to think that I think I was wired for this. This was predetermined. So now my next big breakthrough was I had graduated college for business and philosophy, and then I was bartending. Making good money, it allowed me to play at night, I could do tours and they'd cover for me and stuff like that. But eventually people asking you for stuff really gets wearing, and I wanted to do something else, and I sort of felt this mental atrophy, and I wanted to go to school for music, but I didn't get to, so I went for business and philosophy instead, which all tie back in here. But so I decided I was going to go back to school, and I wanted to go for music finally. So I'm researching schools, and I find a school that actually a friend had gone to, and I aspired. He made his own guitars. I thought that was the coolest thing. So I find this school called Roberto-Venn, and I decided to make the leap and go to it. It's happening. I quit my job. Well, I guess I should say I retired, left on good terms. And then I had to liquidate everything I owned so that I could fit into this small SUV with a small trailer. And that was so liberating in itself. I couldn't tell you how much useless junk I had acquired, you know. It's such a privilege to be out on your own, living on your own. But I saw that as a downside. I had all this space in a nice big apartment to fill with stuff I didn't need. So got rid of all that stuff, get in the car, and drive west. You know, and I was just me in the car, going out to something I'd never done before, all on my own, with the last I've actually picked. It was mainly guitars and lumber and clothes and some artwork that I had. That was about it. That was all I needed. So I go out there, and I start this school, and I made new friends, which are now my professional network. That was the neat thing about a trade school like that. I mean, it's like-minded people. We all went and we made guitars. We had a common bond there, and now they're doing something in that field that I can call them and say, hey, can you do this? Yep, that's what I specialize in. Great. So, and I harnessed a skill set that's made me a self-sustainable guitar player. Like Summer said earlier about, being autonomous at your job. I mean, I make this the way I want it so that when I play it, it does what I have up here in my head. And also, instead of bartending to be my base income or whatever job, and then my hobby on the weekend, playing guitar, I've decided to open a business repairing, making guitars with this skill set, and then play guitar at night, and it all feeds itself. I run an open mic night, and I meet people who don't have a good pickup in their guitar. So then I can tell them I can put a good pickup in your guitar, and I can play guitar, and that makes people comfortable with me playing their guitar. And in most cases, the guitars that I've made for myself and own are more valuable than theirs, so there's a trust there that I'm going to take care of their guitar. So some of the career goals I have with this, obviously I want to make a good living. But I also want to do that while I love what I do. I want to constantly improve myself. I mean, this is easy for me to. I sit and play it, and I get better. So it's a natural way for me to always be improving myself. I want to understand what I love from every angle. So being a player and then being able to make this and control some things, that playing teaches me more about building and repairing and building teaches me more about playing. So. I'd like to be a respected professional guitar player. As a musician, you always want to get better. You want to be recognized for it. Same as being a craftsman. I'd like to be a renowned master craftsman someday, and at least have one of my guitars in a book. Those are ego-based things, which they're not the important ones. I want to be a good businessman. I want to be an ethical businessman, and I like that. I can source Pennsylvania woods as opposed to South American woods, where there's controversy over some of that. This will be easy to be ethical with. I want to contribute something positive to society. I've been enjoying inspiring people to play more guitar and making it easy for them to do so. I want to sort of help keep the quality of music and instruments high. And at this point, it seems like just trying to keep it alive. There's a lot of music that I completely dislike. People are taken out of it, instruments are taken out of it. I could do it right here with a few samples. I could make noises in the room and then put it in here and make a whole song, apparently. And also, you can get a guitar for $100 in like a cardboard box with a cellophane, classy cellophane lid, and it comes with picks and cleaner and all this stuff, and you can get it for $100. Now, where's that coming from? How's it being made? What kind of materials are going into this? It's not quality stuff. It's not environmentally friendly. It's importing from somewhere else. So I'd like to, at least any guitar I make or fix, I know that at least I did that here, and it's going to be a small percentage, but I'll help with that. I want to create, improve, solve. I want to improve benefits to sound quality. I want to make the instruments feel better. If someone has a handicap, I'd like to come up with a solution so that they can play guitar if that's what they enjoy. Regardless of I had a woman who had carpal tunnel surgery in both hands, and she had 30 guitars, and they were all set up in a way that they were not easy to play. They were not optimized, I would say. So she brought them all in, and based on scale length and string tension and action height and all these different things, I made the guitars so when she barely touched it, it worked. And so then she can play guitar comfortably again, which that was probably one of the more rewarding jobs I've ever done. I want to innovate. I'd like to invent something just so I can patent it and get a royalty check, I guess. But I would like to make my job easier by creating a tool or a better instrument, something like that, and then I'd share it with everybody. I want to have as little bad days at work as possible. Now, if I drop a chisel on top of someone's guitar, that's going to be a bad day. If I run my hand through a bandsaw, bad day. But at least I'll be doing what I love doing when it happens, and stuff happens, as they say. But the biggest thing is I want to be happy. So let's talk about happiness at work. How many people are happy with their job? I asked the Google, I just typed in happiness at work statistics, and I just saw 80%, 80%, 80%. I think I saw 70 somewhere. But all these studies pretty much say 80% of people are dissatisfied with their jobs. That's crazy to me. I don't really do anything that I'm not happy doing. And I know some people are in positions where they have to, and I respect that. But I always think you could do something else. There's got to be somewhere. At least supplement, have a small business, and supplement and try to grow it. But I read this book. It was a best-selling author. His name's Alexander Karoff, and he calls himself a CHO, the Chief Happiness Officer. And his specialty, his book was Happy Hour is from 9 to 5. And so in the book, he really talks about how happiness of the workforce is what makes a company run the smoothest. So, happy workers, they work better with others, more creative, fix problems instead of complain about them. They have more energy, they're more motivated, they get sick less, they learn faster, they make better decisions. Passion drives people's performance, it drives the quality of your work, it drives your dedication. I think you could put more, I put a lot of hours into gigs, hosting open mic nights, running sound, running my guitar shop, fixing stuff, soon to be building stuff. I might put in 80 hours a week and it doesn't feel like I put in any. It really doesn't. So yeah, I don't feel stressed with my job. When I first started, I think I created stress because I was used to that. How am I going to pay the bills? Nobody came in today. No one gave me a guitar to fix. And when I sat there and did that, when I went through that process, that's when I would come up with, well, if I do this weekly open mic night, I can make money doing that, but it's still doing something I love. So, no offense, but I could never work at Walmart happily. I couldn't work at a gas station happily. I couldn't sit in a cubicle all day happily. I couldn't crunch numbers all day happily. I couldn't answer phones and have angry people yelling at me. I would be awful at that job. Way too Irish and stubborn. So, yeah, I wouldn't have lasted long in that field. So now, owning a business, I have to do a little bit of number crunching. I had one really angry person call me. But it's all in moderation. I don't have to literally beat myself to death by crunching numbers all the time. I have to do some, but I keep it in moderation. I guess they say keeping things in moderation is a good thing to do. I think I always need or want to rock somehow. I can't do these mundane things. It's got to be something fun. It's got to be something I love doing. So, and I respect everybody who does less inspiring work. I mean, economy's bad. You got family. You got to put food on the plates. And if you work a job that you're miserable in, you're paying the bills and you're supporting, but you might be pissed off when you come home. You might not be so sweet to your wife or tolerant of your kids running around screaming, knocking and stuff over. I mean, so I think that you should do what you love so that you're going to love what you do. And then I think everything falls into place like that. And I don't think if everybody just said, I like making pottery, if everybody just went and picked something and did it, I mean, someone still has to drive the trucks. We still need to get certain things done. But if more people who had dreams would actually act on them, make that leap of faith, I think it would just make the world a little bit better place. And it seems like people have a choice between two things. You can chase your passion or you can get a paycheck. I'll take both. I want door number 3. If I have to make it, I will make it, and that's what I've done with my shop. I found a means to an end, and I'm not done. I'm constantly, I just did an expansion, and now I don't even know where everything is, and I want to start an online store. So you just keep going. I'm motivated to do it. I love guitars, so I'll just keep going. It doesn't feel like work. So, and there's a lot of programs, there's a lot of technologies to help people start their own thing. It's really not hard. And I'm on the first floor. I went up to the 3rd floor wanting to have, I had a toolbox, I had a certificate, I had a tool set. I moved back, I had a retail space. Now, how the heck do I become a business? How do I collect taxes? How do I, not break any rules? How do I follow the rules and play fair? So someone said, go up to the 3rd floor of the CTL building. There's, a small business development center. I was in this meeting for 1 hour, and I walked out of there, sole proprietor of the copyrighted name, Guitarley's. I had a temporary sales tax collection sheet. I just had to wait for the other one to come in the mail. Everything was done. Everything was done, 1 hour. So, anybody who doesn't think that they can start a business or it seems overwhelming, it did seem overwhelming to me, and it took 1 hour, and it was done. It was so easy. So I encourage anybody who has something like that, do it. Do something you love. And you can start small. You can start weaning it in. Like I said, a part-time thing can turn into a full-time thing. So start off slow. So, I have to have dreams and goals. If I sit here, if someone asks me, what do you wish you could do? I wish I could just play guitar all the time. And it's like, what would you do for free? Well, when I get paid to play a gig, I really feel it's to set up the PA system and tear down and wrap cables and, parts fail. Playing guitar and singing, that's fun. That's free. So, what if I could get a paycheck to just be a guitarist? That'd be awesome. Now, it's a competitive field, so the nice thing is you pick other, I have this umbrella of guitar that between all of them I make a living. So once you have dreams and goals, you got to chase them. Start off small as a side job, see how it goes, try to grow it. You got to be creative. You got to be focused and motivated. You got to be patient. It's one thing I'm not usually very good at. Patience is not my forte. And then the other thing is, if trying and asking isn't working, demand it. Take it. You got to fight for what you love and you believe in. People do that all day in all facets. Make your own opportunities. Make your own markets. Talk people into needing your product. Tell them why they need it. And then the other thing that's easy for me is, I think someone comes into my shop, they know that I care. I'm just blah. I care so much about guitar. and then it inspires them, and it's comforting. So, and then it's going to be a lot of work. It's been a lot of work, but like I said, relatively, I mean, I don't go home sore. I don't go home pissed off. None of that. I mean, that's the stuff that I associate with work. For me, I'm just doing what I love, and I'm helping other people, and then they pay me for it. So in close, like I said before, this philosophy of mine is, if you do what you love, you'll love what you do, and turn your passion into your profession. So then, not only are you passionate about your profession, but your job is whatever you like doing. My job is guitar, so I love that. My name is Sean Farley, and I have a profession and passion. Thank you.